Hello everybody, my name is Marlo and today I'm going to show you how to build 3 starter farms for your Minecraft survival world. Not only are these farms super simple to build, but they're also going to be very helpful for helping you get started. As you can see, these have been specifically designed to look nice so that they won't be an eyesore on your new world. But of course, if you want to change up the blocks used, please feel free to. So first of all, we have an auto chicken cooker, which will actively work in the background and give you a really good supply of food to eat. We also have a micro crop farm, which you can grow any seed in so long as you have a good supply of bone meal. And lastly, an auto sugarcane farm, because paper is always handy to have on hand in the early game. Before we begin, you're going to want to check out the description down below for a materials list of each of the farms that we're going to be building today. So the first thing we need to do for the auto chicken cooker is find a fairly flat wall with at least a 5x5 square that you can go ahead and punch out. So it's 5 blocks high and also 5 blocks wide, and we just want to go back 1 block deep and leave it like that. Next up, we can go ahead and place a chest here, which is where all of your drops are going to go, and we can stick a hopper going into the back of it. So just make sure you actually click on the back of the chest. Then we're going to crouch and place another hopper on top of that hopper. Then we can grab 2 blocks that can be our redstone placement blocks, so just blocks we place redstone on top of, and we're going to stick 4 like that. Then we're going to have redstone on the bottom blocks and grab 2 observers, and we're going to place them here and here. So just make sure you're looking up where you place them so you get those 4 pixels at the bottom pointing into the redstone. Then we can get 2 dispensers and place them facing into each other here, right into the hopper. And then we're going to have 2 more hoppers going into both of the dispensers and 2 comparators coming out from the hoppers. And you should hear a click noise when you place that down. So just make sure you're facing the wall and not the other way around when you place in those comparators. Now go ahead and place your brick slab right in the center there on top of that hopper, and we're going to grab some full brick blocks and make a little T shape like that. So 3 across the top and 2 just at the back there. We're also going to place 2 more here and here. Then we just want to get a temporary block and place it in between the 2 hoppers there with a glass block in front of it, and then we're going to replace this temporary block with a lava bucket. Place your 2 barrels here and here just in front of the redstone with 4 dark oak logs on top of them like that. Then we can grab some more glass blocks, and what we're going to do is place a glass block above the lava as well as in front of that block just like that. We're also going to have a glass block here, here, and 1 more down here to make this T shape. Then we can get some spruce stairs, and just above the chest here we're going to have 3 upside down like that. And in front of the dispensers we're going to have 2 regular stairs, and on top of these stairs we're going to have 2 trapdoors covering up those hoppers. And then we can do the same down the bottom here by just adding in 2 more trapdoors. Go ahead and place 2 upside down spruce stairs on the top dark oak log facing into each other, with 1 coming off the back, a regular stair that is, and 1 just to the side to connect to the wall. Same again over here. Then we can grab some spruce trapdoors, and we're going to place 1 in front of the stair and 1 on top of the stair. So in front, actually clicking on the stair, and then another on top. On top of these 2 trapdoors, we can have 2 slabs, and then in the center here, a spruce stair. Then just to cover up this part where we have the trapdoor, we're going to have another trapdoor. Where we have the slabs, we're going to have another slab, and instead of a stair here, we just want a full spruce plank. Then we can come down to the bottom here, and just to the side and in front of the barrels, we're going to place in a brick wall, and on top of all of those walls, we're going to have 3 spruce fences. The last thing we need to do is just hop up to the top here and get our chickens in position. So before you do this step, it might be wise to see if you can gather a few eggs, spawn some chickens in a small area, and just get as many eggs as humanly possible. We're talking stacks upon stacks upon stacks, because it is going to be helpful if you can have the maximum amount of chickens in these holes, which is going to be 50 in total, 25 on each side. So get all of the eggs you can possibly muster. And then what we're going to do is place in 2 spruce trapdoors on these back brick blocks and just flap them open like that. We're also going to go ahead and place in a spruce plank like so, and then into these holes, maybe just facing the brick block here, you're just going to spam the heck out of these eggs and get as many chickens as possible. Obviously not more than 25, otherwise you're going to get entity cramming. Just go careful that doesn't happen. Hopefully they do that and walk back in, but they shouldn't jump up on this trapdoor. The only thing that might happen is you hit them into it. So just go slow, take your time, get as many chickens as you possibly can. Eventually your baby chickens will grow up into adult chickens, just as mine have here, and at that point you can go ahead and close the trapdoor on them, shut them in their cozy home, and just cover these blocks back up so it looks nice and flush from the outside. And there we go, that is the auto chicken cooker all done. Before we move on to the next one though, let me just explain how this works, because it may not be so obvious. It's super simple. Basically, these chickens will periodically lay some eggs that get picked up by the hoppers, go into the dispensers, and they get auto-fired out into this very small hole. Every now and again, a baby chicken will come from one of those eggs, and they will just sit here with their head feathers just about getting singed on the top of the lava, but not enough for them to die because their hitbox is too small. But after 20 minutes, when they grow up into an adult chicken, they will then be burnt by the lava, cooking their meat, and their meat drops, as well as the feathers, will end up in this bottom chest. The micro crop farm roughly takes up a 5 wide by 6 long area, so as long as you've got that space, you're all good to go. The first thing I'm going to do is just choose where we want to stand whilst the farm is active, which is right at the front in the center, by the way. And to mark that, we're just going to dig down 1, 2, and 3 blocks. We can hop into this hole and mark it by placing an upside down barrel. We're placing it upside down simply because it looks a little bit nicer, as you can see. We're also going to go ahead and stick a lever on top of that one, which is what will activate the farm. Just in front of this lever here, we're going to dig out these 3 blocks and replace these 3 on the floor for some redstone placing blocks. Can be whatever you want. It's not visible, so it doesn't matter. Then, at the end of this redstone line, we're going to stick a sticky piston with 1, 2 temporary blocks on top of it like that. Go ahead and break the temporary block on the bottom and replace it with an observer, and you won't be looking into that block whilst you place it. And the other one, you can look down on the block and place it. So when you get rid of this block, you should see the front face of both of these observers. Then what you can do is place 1, 2 stone brick blocks with an upside down regular piston right here. Should be just in front or above, sorry, that first redstone. And we're also going to have 2 stone bricks either side of it. Then, very simply, we're just going to add redstone dust on top of all of those blocks. Just to make sure you've got everything built correctly so far, flick this lever and that should happen. If your piston's doing that, you're on the right track. Now you can go ahead and grab some dispensers, and we're just going to place 3 like this, all facing into each other with the piston in the center here. Then we can go ahead and place 1 block underneath both of those front dispensers, and then we're going to place 2 more behind it just like that. We can place in a stone brick stair underneath this back dispenser with a full block covering it up just like that. We're using a stair there so we can waterlog it like that, keeping the water all contained, and it will be able to hydrate this farmland when we do eventually till it. As you may have guessed by now, we're going to be putting all of our bone meal that we have into these dispensers, and you may just want to fill them up like this by hand, and 9 stacks could be enough each time, but if you want some excess storage of all of this bone meal so you don't have to worry about topping it up, we're going to add some round the back here. So what we want to do is just add a hopper going into the back of all of these dispensers, and then we're going to add 2 more going into this back hopper like that. So just make sure these front 2 pointing into the dispenser, that one in the middle also pointing into the dispenser, but these 2 round the back pointing into the middle hopper. And that's because we're going to be placing some barrels on top of all of those. So these 2 front barrels here, this one and this one, those will be restocking and continuously supplying these front 2 dispensers with bone meal. And the back 2 barrels, they will be sharing the supply for this middle one. There's 2 of them, mainly for symmetry. It's not needed to have 2, it just looks a little bit better. Before we cover this thing up, let's just do a quick test, and you can make any amends if you need to before it's hidden away. So as you can see, I've topped up all of my barrels here and they're feeding the bone meal into the hoppers, which are then ready to go into the dispensers. But to activate the farm, of course, we flick the lever, but before we do that, we have to till this dirt block here to eventually turn it into hydrated farmland. Won't happen as quick as it just did for me there, but it'll get there eventually. So to turn on the farm, we flick the lever, and then we grab our seeds, potatoes, carrots, beetroots, whatever you're using, and you just want to hold, right click on this farmland here, and it may take some moving around trying to find the good spot, but you'll know when you have the good spot because there will be tons of particles of the crops growing, and there will also be lots of wheat or whatever it is that you're using here filling up your inventory. So this looks super ugly at the moment. If you are having this on display, you're going to want to cover it up. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab some barrels here, and we're just going to place 2 on either side at the front, 3 blocks apart. Then we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 5th block, we're going to place another, same again back here. Then on top of all these barrels, we're going to place in 3 stripped dark oak logs, just like that. Then coming to the front here, at the bottom 2 blocks either side of the lever, we're going to have some deep slate tile stairs. Then we're going to have 2 more here in front of the stone bricks. We're going to have some chiseled deep slate on top of those, another upside down stair, and then just in front of all 3 of these blocks, crouching whilst you click on the dispensers, we're just going to place in some spruce trapdoors. Moving around the back here, we're going to go ahead and place in 2 chiseled deep slate next to the barrels here, and then 2 more up the top next to the top strip dark oak log. We're going to have an upside down deep slate tile stair at the top, a regular stair at the bottom, 2 more regular stairs, and 2 more upside down stairs, just like that to create this shape. And then we can go ahead and add in 2 spruce trapdoors in the center. We can also do a similar thing around the sides here. It's basically the exact same, just extended slightly. So once again, chiseled deep slates in all of the corners. We'll have 2 upside down stairs at the top, 2 regular stairs at the bottom, 2 more regular, 2 more upside down. Of course, we want to leave these barrels out on display so we can top them up with bone meal, but the bottom 2 blocks where we have the hoppers, those can get covered up by trapdoors. And of course, go ahead and do the same around this side too. So once you've got all 4 sides done, we're going to start work on the roof. And the first thing we're going to do is just come to the front here, and we're going to place 2 spruce slabs on the top part of these corner blocks. We'll have a spruce trapdoor in front and on top of that slab, with another slab on top of the trapdoors and a stair in the middle. We can super quickly copy this round to the back of the build as well. So 2 slabs, 4 trapdoors, 2 more slabs, and a stair in the center. Then we can go ahead and just grab a temporary block, and we're going to place it next to this trapdoor. And on the side here, we're just going to have a long line of spruce trapdoors coming all the way across like that. Get rid of the temporary block, and underneath 4 of these trapdoors, this one, these 2, and this one, we're going to double up those trapdoors just like that. So leave these 2 blocks here where we have the chiseled. And of course, we can go ahead and do the same over here as well. So 6 trapdoors, and then 4 just underneath like that. Before we go ahead and fill in the rest of the roof, I'd recommend quickly just placing 1 or 2 torches down at the bottom there so you don't get a mob spawning in those corners. But now what we can do is just place 2 temporary blocks on top of the 2 spruce stairs with a dark oak trapdoor coming off the back of it. And yes, my dark oak trapdoors look a little bit different. The regular look will be perfectly fine. But then in between these trapdoors, we're going to have 4 dark oak slabs. Then on top of all of the logs here in the corners, we're just going to place in some stairs like this so that they're facing outwards. And then we're just going to curve them round and connect them with 4 stairs in the middle. Same again over on this side. Then we can go ahead and next to the corner stairs here, just add a dark oak slab like so, 4 of those. And last but not least, we just need 4 more dark oak trapdoors on both of the sides like that. And there we go, we are done. The sugarcane farm is 7 blocks wide by 5 blocks long, and the first thing we're going to do is place our barrel where all of the sugarcane is going to go front and center. And then just behind it, we can place a hopper going into the barrel with 2 going into that hopper either side. We can then have some powered rails along the top of the hoppers, and we'll have a minecart hopper picking up all of the sugarcane drops. Just behind these powered rails, we're going to have some oak planks, and above the rails, we're going to have some dirt blocks, or alternatively sand would work too. Then, just above and to the side of the dirt, we're going to have some more oak planks, and then we're going to have some pistons, just like this, all facing forwards. And then we're going to place 5 observers, placing them facing outwards, so we should see the front face of the observer at this side. And then just behind the pistons here, we're going to have 5 more oak planks with some redstone dust on top of all of them. And lastly, for this clip, all we need to do, in the bottom plank line here, just in the center, we're going to stick a lever, which will power our rails. Next up, we're going to get some oak logs, and we're going to place 2 here, just diagonally away from those hoppers. And then we're going to leave 1, 2, 3 blocks, and on the 4th one here, we're going to place another oak log on both of the sides. Then we can add 5 more logs on top of those, so they go up to the same height as the observers here. So those are 6 high in total. And what we want to do then, on the outside of the log here, on all 4 of them, on the bottom one that is, just place in 2 oak trapdoors like so. Then we can come to the 2 smaller sides here, and all we're going to do, and this is the same for both of them, add in 3 spruce stairs curved round to the side like that at the bottom. And then the stripped oak logs are going to go up 1 block above the oak logs to the side of them. So 6 of those either side. Then we'll have an oak stair here, spruce trapdoor, upside down oak stair, regular oak stair, spruce trapdoor, upside down oak stair. And go ahead and copy that round to this side too. With those 2 sides done, we can now come round to the back here, and we just need to make a couple of changes. So the first thing we're going to do is actually break these oak planks here, pick up your redstone, and we're going to place the redstone back down on some upside down oak stairs. These are now oak stairs because I forgot that oak planks will actually power the trapdoors that are going to be decorated back here. Obviously we don't want that, so to save the trapdoors flapping open and closed all the time, we're just going to make those some upside down oak stairs. The oak planks you've just broken though can actually go right here, so all we're going to do is fill in all 5 of those blocks just behind the dirt here, and we can actually super quickly come around and just open up this trapdoor, and on any of these blocks, it doesn't matter what, but we just want to place in 1 water source so we can actually place some sugarcane on these dirt blocks eventually. But now we can come back round to the back here and decorate this a little bit. So we're going to do a very similar thing, starting off with the upside down spruce stairs along the bottom. Then on these 2 blocks we can add in some stripped oak logs, 5 of them going up to the same height as the oak logs. And then we're going to have 3 oak stairs, 3 spruce trapdoors folded closed, 3 upside down oak stairs just like that. Then we're going to have 2 more spruce trapdoors, and as you can see, if that was an oak plank, it would be opening and closing this all the time. Super annoying, we don't want that. And just on top of the spruce trapdoors, we want some more upside down stairs. We do still have this front face to complete, but we're going to save that until last. So what we're going to do now is the roof. So what we need to do is grab some spruce stairs, and on the 2 shorter sides here, on the top oak logs, we're just going to have 2 upside down stairs facing into each other. 2 regular stairs off the back, and then we basically just want to repeat that pattern a couple more times until we eventually get to the top where we can have a single upside down stair in the middle. Very quickly we can do the same over here too, so that's just a bunch of stairs, spruce ones, staircased all the way up until they meet in the center like that. Then we can come up to the top here in the middle, and we're going to place a spruce trapdoor on top of those upside down stairs and just alternate between spruce trapdoors and spruce slabs like that. Then at the front of the build here, we're going to have an upside down stair facing inwards like that. And then in line with these stairs, we're going to have a line of trapdoors going all the way across. And on top of the trapdoors, we're going to have some more, as well as extended by 1 either side. So it should look like that. And very quickly, as you may have guessed, it can be copied around the back too. So that's just 2 stairs either side, 5 trapdoors, 5 more on top, and extend them by 1. As for filling in the roof, super simple. We just want to line a bunch of oak stairs in line with the spruce stairs we already have placed down. So that is just 14 on either side. And once we've got all of those done, we can start the front face here. First of all, we're going to place some upside down spruce stairs in front of those dirt blocks. And then we're also going to place 2 more next to the barrels and 2 more beside it facing into the logs so that we curve them round a little bit on the corners. Then we can head up to the top section here, and we just want to place a torch on top of this central observer to light up the back area a little bit. And to cover that area up, we can just place in some spruce trapdoors here so you can't see through. Now you can go ahead and place your sugarcane down, and at this point I should probably mention, maybe too late, but you can expand this if you need to, up to 15 blocks as far as the redstone signal can carry, so it can be expanded if needed, but I don't think you need too much paper. Just a little supply is all good, which is what this will give you. So in front of all of these blocks here, we're just going to place in some white stained glass just to shelter off that sugarcane. And then the last thing we can do is place down our minecart hopper to collect the drops with some white stained glass panes in front of it. And now we are done. So there we go, everybody. That is how you build 3 simple starter farms for your Minecraft world. I really hope this video is helpful and that you enjoyed watching. Thank you ever so much for doing that, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.